We're talking about school sustainability in a depressed economy, and we need to know that these are challenging times in the history of Nigeria when we're talking about depressed economy. So those of us who are into the business of education, we have to be more pragmatic towards ensuring that we sustain standard of education by all means possible in spite of all that is happening. From the profile read, one of the things we do is we move school administrators and educators from Africa to other parts of the world to understudy education and best practices in education. Now, one thing we noticed, we understudy American system of education, British system of education, Indian system of education, Australian system of education. But in the last 9 months, we now focus only on Finland. This is where I'm going. People talk about the fact that Finland has the best educational system. We were there 9 months ago, we were there 3 months ago. Next month we are still going there. And each time we go, we take at least couples of, like this one, we're taking about 36 Nigerian educators down. Each time we go there, we see that things are working so well. In Finland, for instance, they are ranked above the US, they are ranked above the UK, they are ranked above China and other countries. They don't write tests like we do here. They don't write exams like we do here. Yet they are having the best educational system in the world. I'm going somewhere with respect to this. Now, they don't inspect their teachers. They don't do teachers inspection. They don't do teachers assessment in Finland. So teachers go into the class to teach, and teachers don't write lesson notes in Finland. Yet they are given the best educational system. Now, by the time we enter the classroom, we see the students and we interact with the students, we interact with teachers and the school administrators. And we ask questions from our own background in Nigeria. How come that teachers don't write lesson notes? You don't inspect teachers, you don't do supervision for teachers. The only thing they tell us is, we trust our teachers. You trust the teachers enough not to supervise? They said yes. You trust the teachers enough not to collect their lesson notes to mark? They said yes. That they trust the teachers will do the right thing. And the trust is so huge that they don't need to do any other thing. And over the years, they have been having the best results all over the world. Now, looking at the way they operate the educational system, they don't allow for private schools. They don't have private schools. They don't have private teachers. They don't have home lessons. They believe whatever the children do till 2 p.m., 3 p.m. should be enough and should last them for the following day. So nobody's running after any child to submit assignment or homework. Totally crazy idea from what we believe in. And yet, they are having the best educational system. Each time we go to Finland, at least 4 or 5 countries will be there understudying their system. But this is where I'm going. While people clap for Finland, while people applaud them, I used to say something. For us in Nigeria, we are trying our best. We are trying our best. There are 1 or 2 things we can learn from them, no doubt about that. But do you know how much is the salary of the teacher in Finland, the average salary of the teacher in Finland? Per month, the average salary is 2.3 million naira. Madam there said, when we change it to, when we convert it to Nigerian currency, So it's about 2. That is without tax anyway. They will still remove tax from that. So you discover one thing, that they are able to put in quite a number of things because they are a functional economy. And the government is able to undertake the process of education. Nigeria has the highest number of private schools in the world. And that is a testimony to the fact that we have a government that is not responsible and not responsive to the educational system. Wherever you are, government that is irresponsible and irresponsive to the plight of the masses, that's where you have private schools in this large number. Where government is working, we don't need private school in this large number. So, why am I saying all this? There is an economy that is not working, and we've got to give the children under our care the best. Each time I come back to Africa to share some of our findings from these countries, I cry within, because what we think we are doing in education is a far cry from what education should be. I'm happy that we have at least 3 delegates from this place that have gone there with us, so they can bear me witness of what I am saying. But coming back to Nigeria, we have to make do with what we have, and we have to make sure that we still do our best to give our children the best. But one thing is very, 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 very certain. The environment what Nigerian teachers do, you will not appreciate it until you travel out. My respect for Nigerian teachers increased after I have gone through different educational systems of the world. That you can produce students that you are producing, and each time those students get out there, do you notice they excel? Whether in Canada, whether in the UK, they top the class by the foundation that Nigerian teachers build. And I say that you can do this with zero facility because you don't have anything. You are not working with anything. Compared to what operates there, when you see an economic studio in Finland, I don't know what you want to compare it with. Are you talking about the microwave ovens in size, in quantity, in quality, or you are talking about refrigerators? You are talking about what is that home cooking appliance in the world that you won't find in their home economics studio? Not one, not two. If they want to say, okay, this is where we put our refrigerator, you will see at least 10 or 12 in a row. So for our teachers to be doing this that you are doing with little or no facilities, oh my God, Nigerian teachers are awesome. It's like building something out of nothing. We enter the fine art studio and you don't want to come out again. When you are talking of colors, when you are talking of canvas, when you are talking of platforms, you see everything there. When we got to the music studio, our director of ICT here had to sit down on their drum set and started beating their drum set. There is no musical instrument in the world that you won't find there. So, having gone around and come back, I discovered that we are really doing a lot. So much is going on here. So much. And we need to still encourage ourselves. We need to do more with the little that we have. So, for those who say that, okay, our education is backward, it may be because we don't have the right environment, not because we don't have the right stakeholders. That's my conclusion. We interact with the teachers there. And I can say that it's not as if the teachers there are more brilliant than us. The only thing is the environment, the facilities. You see, to gain admission to study education in Finland is more difficult than trying to gain admission to study medicine. The rigor of becoming a teacher is almost more difficult than the rigor of being a medical doctor. For instance now, the university we partner with in Finland, they have only 5 slots for education from all over the world. If you want to study other courses, the slots are there. But for education, only 5 slots. So imagine 195 countries are competing for only 5 slots to study education. That's why it's very difficult to gain admission to study education in Finland. And when you enter and you do your first year, you do your second year, you now go to teacher training school of the university. It's like going to LUTH. The way they structure medicine, you spend some years in university, then you go to teaching hospital. That's the way they do it there. They will now move you to training school. That training school, just the way they do teaching hospital here, you'll be seeing patients. The same way they have put students there. So everything you are being taught, you are practicalizing it with students. By the time you are out of that training school, that's why they said you don't need to write lesson notes again. That's why they said we don't need to supervise you again. If you can pass through this training school, there is nothing there you need to know in terms of competence and passion that you have not got. Just take the curriculum and go and be teaching. We know you are doing the right thing. But the environment is there, the facility is there. When a woman gets pregnant and is delivered of a baby, I just want to share experience with us and see what we are doing and see how we can get better. Are we enjoying it this way? Okay. So the paper is still there, but let's get a feel. Once the woman is pregnant and he registers with the government will prepare a box for the woman. In that box, everything that the child will need as soon as the child is born, they are putting it inside the box. The day they announce that Mrs. So-and-so has been delivered of a baby boy or baby girl, they will go and present the box and everything that the child will need. Everything. You are talking of diapers, you are talking of medication, you are talking of everything is there that they will give to the woman. And the maternity leave is 9 months. They believe you need time to take care of your child, and the salary is going on. If you now think for health reasons, 9 months is too what now? For you, they will increase it. It is only after 9 months that they will now say, okay, let's discuss the percentage that we will remove, but we will still give you. Now, from primary school, as soon as the child enters school, from primary school to PhD level, it is free of charge. We are talking about a government that is working. Now we are to talk about doing this in a country where absolutely nothing is working. That's why I'm doing this comparison. And at the end of this talk, we will be able to see that there is more that we are doing and that we may still need to do. So having said this, you see that the government has put things in place and they don't have oil there. They don't have gas. They don't have bitumen. They don't have gold. They don't have 1/10 of all the resources we have. All they have is commitment and passion to make things work. So by the time they tell us and they say that, let's look at Finland, let's look at I asked them, on what are we going to build this? So, sustainable school. Let's look at what do we mean by sustainable school. Sustainable school can be defined. Let's go. Yes, let's read this together. 1, 2, everybody. Many years ago, the king of Syria came to threaten King Hezekiah. And the threat was so much that Hezekiah needed to run to God. And after that time, Hezekiah got over the problem, and then he became sick. And he went to God again. And he cried to God. Hezekiah knew how to beg God. And he cried to God, and God said, okay, because you have cried to me, one of my principles is when I see hot, fervent, passionate prayers, I respond. So he gave him how many years? 15 years. And within the 15 years, the heathen king came, and Hezekiah showed him everything in the house of God. And that was foolishness on the part of Hezekiah. And God came to him. You have done very foolishly, and you are going to pay for it. But you are a righteous king. I won't punish you because you have not set up people and all of this. And after God has said all the judgments, you know what Hezekiah said? He said, there's no problem, in as much as it doesn't happen during my regime. And that is what it is, that attitude of Hezekiah that is killing African countries. Maybe it will be in the time of my children and my children. Let me just enjoy my tenure. Let me enjoy my regime and let me die in peace. Transferring the problem to the next generations. So when we're talking about sustainability, it is about, go back please, it is about, what's going on there? Sustainable school, what's going on? Who is that? Okay, it is about meeting the present needs while still doing what? Planning to meet future needs without compromising the standard. So we are not only planning for today, we are also planning for tomorrow. That is what we don't do here. When Chief Obafemi Awolowo decided to plan education for Southwest, and he decided that they should go and do the costing, and they did the costing, and he said if they want to use the cement and block, how much, and if they want to use the mud and then they will plaster it with cement, how much, and they gave him the breakdown analysis, and they said that this mud brick is so strong it will take more than 50 years, and then we can use it to do double. So instead of building 100 schools, we will use it to build 200 schools, and it will last 50 years because those bricks were very, very strong. And if it will last 50 years, he was thinking that the government that will come will also have the mind of doing the same thing. He said, why don't we just do it and get more? But others who came later, they weren't thinking of the future generation. So how do we run a sustainable school? Baptist mission schools in Nigeria have come this way because your pioneers, they thought of sustainability, they plan for the old, they plan for now. That's why we can have a structure like this in place. How do we leave the same legacy to generations to come without compromising the standard? All right, we're going to be jumping some slides because of time, but you have them in your this. Let's continue. Okay, we're talking about depressed economy. You will have all the details in the program, but let's just look at number 1, decline in economic activity. Number 2, everybody. Do we have it in Nigeria? Poverty, do we have it in Nigeria? Homelessness, do we have it in Nigeria? Increased rate of personal and business bankruptcy, do we have it in Nigeria? Especially when diesel price went up, many businesses have collapsed. Number 6, massive decline in stock market, do we have it? Do we even have stock market again? Great reduction in international trade, do we have it? We were to purchase 250 robotic kits from our partner, and we were to supply Dr. Ladapo part of it as well. And we have arranged the invoice, and when it is time for us to go and make payment, we just discovered that dollar has gone to 720. Now, by the time we work the invoice, we discover that we cannot make that transaction without running into loss totally. So they said, okay, let us use Chinese currency. Let us use RMB. So we quickly called them, let's use RMB. And help us convert it to yuan. By the time they did that, it is even worse than dollar. And they're asking for 14% VAT. This is how businesses are crumbling. This is how companies are dying. Do we have hunger and starvation in town? Do we have increased crime? And are we having loss of humanity? Now, that means Nigeria is operating a depressed economy. And yet, we are to build a sustainable school. Let's go. Nigeria is sinking into bankruptcy by 2026. That is what the economic forecasters have said. Last year, this is what Nigeria made from oil. And from non-oil, we made 1.6 trillion. And from cumulative of other sources, you know, customs, JAMB exam, everything, we made 2.8 trillion. In total, we add 5.5 trillion in revenue. Then it gets really crazy from here. Out of the 5.5 trillion revenue, 4.2 trillion was spent on servicing debts from January to December. And Nigeria is the only country that have this terrible statement of account. So, for me to just come around sustainable, so I don't know why the management came up with this paper. But I think every educator in Nigeria should go through a paper like this. How do we build standard with this kind of situation? Let's go. So what is left after paying debts is 1.3 trillion, which as a matter of fact means that what is left after repaying what we owe is not enough to run the country. That's why ASU will not call off this strike for months to come. Because in 2021 national budget, the nation needs to run on a total of how much? 13.57 trillion. Since we have 1.3 trillion left, so we need 12.127 trillion. Where do we get it? So you guess it, we borrow. So in 2021, we spent 12.56 trillion, most of which were borrowed money, spent on things that do not bring money back. It's not as if we spent it on agriculture. If it had been spent on agriculture, by now we'll be saying that when we get the returns, it will make up. We spent it on salary, fuel subsidy, looting, taking care of medical expenses of the leaders. So if Nigeria was a man who makes 100,000 a month and borrows 5 million naira every month to pay for light bill and run off the house, you see the picture. Scary, isn't it? On a good day, anyone who says this will not want to be a president of Nigeria unless you want to go and loot your own also. Because the situation is very, very bleak. So, the excess crude oil account, which is like our savings, is almost empty. Obasanjo just said that all when he was there as president. So, not only does this man borrows like a crazy person, he has no savings for emergencies, like if his boss decides not to pay his salary. Now, the finance minister thinks we are doing all right. That what we have is a revenue problem and not a debt problem. And if we make more, we will be all right. This is why they are now taxing everything. Of course, she could be lying, but she may be right too. The rule is we should never borrow more than 40% of our GDP. That's international economics. We are already borrowing 36.9% of our GDP. So that means we have just 3.2% more, and all the alarm bells will go up. Now, imagine if our revenue keeps dropping and the debt keeps increasing, and one day, boom, 3.2% is crossed, which could be any moment from now. Depressed economy. Then we'll have a really a debt problem. And since we currently borrow to pay salary, when the alarm goes off, further borrowing is a disaster. The government will struggle to pay salary. You see why ASU will continue to be on strike. Which is scary, considering that the government is the biggest employer of labor in Nigeria. More taxes will be imposed, including tax of goods, which will increase the prices we pay on foreign rice, for example. You see, many of us don't care about these details, but you know that what you are purchasing in market, you see that the price is increasing every day, isn't it? So the idea of I don't care about those figures, you care because it will definitely come back. You know how much we are buying gas now. This is what is responsible. And we are just about to cross the 3.2%. Once we cross that 3.2%, everything is gone for. That's why they said if nothing urgent is done, then by 2026 Nigeria goes completely into bankruptcy. That's why everybody is trying to rush out of this country now. The business that is thriving in the last 12 months is the business of moving people out of Nigeria. So our currency will get further devalued. Currently, we have 36 of our delegates going to embassy in Abuja now. It is a huge sacrifice that I'm here because I'm supposed to be in Abuja with them. But I can't say no to Nigerian Baptist Mission School. So I have to be here. I'm thinking of getting another flight back. We budgeted that trip for 650 euros. It was 650 when we went there. Now it is 750. So 100 euros difference. Doctor knows what that means. So, which means things will get even more expensive in the market. This is the state of the nation, yet the politicians still loot. So, we are to run education in spite of all this. And it has to be sustainable school. Actually travel down to come and do this training. I will just ask you, put me on Zoom and let me talk to you. Because I don't know what the price of fuel will be by that time. So, things are changing. Many of the students we will have to begin to think aggressively on doing online. This year, I know how many places I go to. I told them, the last local flight my wife and I booked for this week, it's about 350,000 just for two of us, from Lagos to Abuja. That is enough to travel out of the country. So now, a lot of things will be done online. You have to prepare for that. Me, I don't like computer. I don't like operating this. It has to change. There will be a lot of responsive mechanism that will bring to education. Very serious. A lot of meetings will have to be cut short, and we will need to depend more on online meetings. Adapt, just admit that changing, and you've got to adapt. After this program, director will come up and tell you, look, this is what we expect you to do. Some of you will begin to generate revenue for the schools now. That's the truth. Otherwise, you can't sustain this system. How many times do you have to be telling the parents to be increasing the school fees? Where are they making the money from? Every school will have to be thinking of generating income now. You've got to accept this is reality. That's why I took time to go through all of this. Doctor, am I correct, sir? We have to, these are tough times in Nigeria. And we have to adapt to those changes. I don't know the policies the directorate will come with up. But whatever they come up with, you won't say that this will come wicked. That's the only way we can sustain the system. B, build on your strengths. Everybody has strength. Every school has strength. And when the chips are down, it is your strength that you are going to use to actually survive. Like I said, Finland that everybody is rushing to. When we were there by May, as we were leaving, delegates from France have arrived. Delegates from US have arrived to understudy the system. And you need to sell much you will pay. You need to sell much you will pay. Now, what are they saying? They don't have oil. They don't have bitumen. They don't have gold. They say their own strength is education. So they build their own economy around educational tourism. We are to bring 30 people. If we bring 16 people, they will collect money for all the 30 people from us. That's where they're making their money. It's their strength. As I'm talking, only God knows how many countries are also applying to embassy to go there, to go and understudy the system. They are making hell of money, even without having the resources that we have. Everything they have is timber, wood. Doctor, am I correct? Everywhere like this, you just see wood. That's the only thing they have. But they decide to build on their strength. So every school we have to consider what your strength is to survive. Even if it is drama, build on it. It is strength for your school. See, do what? Cut your, and everyone will have to cut cost. This time around, every school will need to cut cost. Next, depend on locally sourced materials. The situation will force us to look inward. Our teaching aids, our instructional materials, we will now begin to look inward. Look for wood in your environment. Look for used batteries to teach electricity, because the cost of importing materials is getting higher with the devalued currency we have. 720 when Jonathan was there, it was 150. Nobody ever thought we can get to this mess. 720 Nigerian currency. And it have said before this regime will leave, it may get to 1,000. When they said it last year that it will get to 600, this is how we said, because nothing is being done. It's a different thing government is doing something. The level of cluelessness is too high. Encourage improvisation. So as we go back, whatever we want to give the students, we will seriously need to improvise. Every department, science department, improvise. Language department, improvise. How do we get the best results for our students with minimal resources? Focus on priorities. Focus on priorities. In education, we have to ask ourselves, what exactly are priorities? Let me tell you about a paper. I'm going to make this as fast as possible. Grow at your pace, and head, heart, and the hands remain the topmost educational goals. Those are the priorities. So I'm taking the three together now. The head, the heart, and the hands remain our topmost goals. This is what I mean. Okay, sir, please come on. This is Bodude. Bodude is 6 years old. What did I call his name?
Line in.
He's a 6-year-old boy. Don't mind his height. He just has the height, 6-year-old. So they brought him to my school. And when they brought him to my school, the parents were crying because they are middle-income earners. Please help us. We want Bodude to have education so that he can break the poverty jinx in our family. We know that education is necessary to break these poverty jinx. We want him to go to school. And they told me, we will come back for him in the next 12 years. That is 6 years in primary school and 6 years in secondary school. So Bodude will be out then, 18 years. And they told me, sir, look at Bodude. His head is blank. Help us fill it with knowledge. So that by the time we are coming to pick him in SS3 in 12 years' time, he will have got enough knowledge that can make him to pass all the exams and break our poverty jinx. He said, sir, you are the educator. Look at his hands. His hands are empty. No skill there yet. Help us give him a skill.
So that in case when he get knowledge in his head and the certificate cannot give him job, the skill you give his hand, he will be able to survive. And they begged me with tears in their eyes, help us, give him a skill in his hand. And they said, his heart is innocent. He hasn't got anything there. It's a clean slate. It's a tabula rasa. And they said, educator, help us put morals there. Help us put character there. So that when he grows up, he will become a responsible husband, a caring father, not a wife beater. Educator, this is the cry of our heart. Give him knowledge to build the head. That is what we call cognitive. Give him skills to build the hands. That's what we call psychomotor. And give him character, morals, discipleship to fill the heart. That is what we call affective domain. These are the priorities. With minimum cost, make sure every child gets this. Now, many of us are teachers of SS3 students. How have we fared in meeting the yearning of the parent? They may not be able to verbalize it the way I've just said, but this is the passion of every parent. Between you and I, sir, please stand up. No. Yes. Yes, sir, you're looking back. Yes. Please stand up, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ma, please stand up. No. In black. So let's say you are representing this role, and you are representing this role. How have we performed in meeting these needs and yearnings of the parent? Anything we do and everything we do should be pointing to these three. When we say what focus of priorities, these are the priorities. Why the two of us still remain standing? Because I want to bring something out. Bodily, you can have your seat. But Bodily has grown now, and I hope Bodily has enough knowledge in the head now. Bodily, do you have some skills now? What are your skills that you can do apart from teaching? You can do electrical wiring. Fantastic. So that means we have been able to achieve that. Now to our two teachers, these are the priorities. In this depressed economy, we just have to cut our cost on frivolities and concentrate on priorities. A parent did something. When the economy becomes very depressed, he withdrew his children from school and brought the children home and said, what are the priorities? Said the priorities is the children should be able to pass this and pass this, and started homeschool in Lagos. Said, how about this? Said, those ones are not priorities. There are three priorities: the head, the hand, and the heart. Get a music teacher to be taking care of the skill. He got one or two teachers to be handling the subjects, and he is handling the heart, the discipleship. So they started. The first child graduated this year. In JAMB, she scored 271. At home, in WAEC, he got 5 distinctions, 3 credits. When they said, how about other things, the school bus, the glass buildings, the green grasses, they are very, very good. Are they priorities? The child is going to university now. He focused on what is priority. Can we go back to school before economy will make parents to begin to do it on their own? Serve our seat. Next. Increased streams of income. School fees alone will not be enough to sustain this time around. We have to think fast on what we need to do. And ICT, a lot will be on your head. Think of how we can use ICT to make more money for the school. Every department, find that department. Home economics department will now begin to do exhibitions that will be bringing money to school. Find out exhibitions Hello? Music department will now begin to think of how do we teach music and teach it to the extent of making money. Is it possible? Hello? I said, is it possible? We just have to think very well. Okay, let's do it like this. Beatrice, please stand up. That's Beatrice, yes. All right. Beatrice is the music teacher. And I'm the principal. And I said, Beatrice, can we actually have orchestra? Can we have a concert? Can we go on YouTube? Can we project what we have? Instead of every day you just tell us, let's buy keyboard, let's buy violin, let's buy this, and I'm using it to teach. Can we have YouTube for music department of this school? And get the students to perform and bring something out. Can we get the students to write novels? English language department. Can we do writing competition? If you are in English language department, can I see your hands up? Can we do writing competition for our students? Every year, and get the best essays and get it published, the best thing. Can we use the network we have in Baptist Mission School to push those books? Why will you be English language teacher? And those who are not as good as you will be bringing booklets, you'll be helping them to market to sell. Ordinary booklet you have not sold in your 20 years of teaching. We're talking of sustainability. When things get to this level, it is time to think outside the box. Ordinary common errors you have not done. The people that bring books to you to help them sell, what do they have? What degree do they have? And all you are after is the commission you are going to get from the book they are selling. When will you write your own? It is time we begin to look at how will our department be turned to money-making department for the school. And this thing is very simple. Write essay writing for GSS, essay writing for SSS. Thank God we have network of schools across the country. Let them submit. By the time they submit, pick the best from each school. And we have about 10. And produce it in a book, the best one. The Fading Light and Other Stories. A novel by students of Baptist Mission School in Nigeria. But they are beautiful stories. You have helped them to edit it. And then you go to the press. Nigeria Baptist has a fantastic press. Produce thousands of copies. You are not looking for market. The school is already there. Dr. Lalero is there. Dike Alami is there. Dr. Ladako is there. Mr. Olayinka is there. And they push it. And because all of you that you are in the department that you did that, you have a percentage over every book that is sold as motivation for the teachers that did the job. If we want to maintain sustainability, school fees alone will not be enough. Justify your expenses. Any money that you want school to give, not just I need so from the school, I need so from the school, justify it. And K, what? Knockout excesses, wastages. Henceforth, the question is, how does it affect the 3H? These countries we're talking about, this is how they got where they are. They knock out excesses. They knock out wastages. Beatrice have not said you should sit down, no. Because you are the music teacher for this, you must give us an album that we will sell. At least a symbol that we will record and put on YouTube. And if we can just all the parents of Baptist Mission School should subscribe, we will get 1,000 subscribers within 1 week. And then we can get something traffic from Google AdSense. You have the number. The fact that you have multi-campus network is enough. Mr. George, are we following? You already have the population you can use to drive traffic on YouTube and get money for school. A single that you produce, we go. But we just be teaching and be saying, let's buy this, let's buy violin, let's buy this. What are you turning it into? Nigeria is getting to a level that if anybody cannot produce money, you will go into bankruptcy before Nigeria will go into bankruptcy. In Finland, they don't do ceremonies. They don't waste money on wedding parties. That's why they're having all these best they're having. No one bed. As bad as our economy is, we know how much we still waste on ordinary birthday party. Wise men, they cut off excesses. The last birthday bash of Dangote, how many of you saw the video? Just about 6 or 7 of them. And you have not got anything you want to call the whole place to know that you are celebrating birthday. We are too foolish in this part of the world. Too foolish. You are not doing anything to generate income. The little salary you are giving, you are still posting it, you are still blasting it. On what is not bringing money? See, the people must know. Which people? So, knock out excesses and wastages. Too much in this part of the world. And then learn from the masters. And in this place I'll be talking to the people on the high table. I'm sure that Dr. Oladapo is having my attention. Let's learn from schools that are doing better than us in some areas. You don't have it all. Thank God for the success records the Baptist mission schools are having, but there are schools that are having better records than you. Go and learn. It is time to move out. If you are the music teacher, go to schools where they have stronger functional music department. Talk to Dr. Olalere. We want to go to British International School, Lekki. We want to go and understudy their music department. It's not for, it's for the music. Let's go to Olashore. Let's go and understudy their music. Let's go to Adesoye. Let's go to Nigerian Turkish. What are they doing differently that we can bring back and make this music department functional and productive? Learn from the masters. Don't ever think you have it all. It is high time ICT begin to check up on ICT department of other leading schools. Where you are. Hello? See, this is the problem. Many of us get too satisfied early. You get satisfied prematurely with whatever you are having. Even as a teacher, Beatrice, please sit down. The reason that made you to stand up will not repeat itself, because affliction will not arrive the second time. I thought somebody would say amen to that. You understand what I'm talking about? Let him that really to understand. See, we get satisfied prematurely. When you are working with dwarfs, you know, dwarfs are short there. This is how you are going to, because you need to be talking to dwarfs and you know, they cannot meet up to your standard, and you need to maintain communication. So what will happen? You have to bring in them. Dwarf, I want to tell you about Buhari. Dwarf, are you aware that Peter Obi is contesting? So over time you are doing like this. You are doing like this. Your back pain, your back will begin to pain you, isn't it? So you could do like this, so that you can sustain communication, and then you're also becoming like who? A dwarf. That's the problem of you trying to relate with those who are lower than you, that you are up higher than all the time. But when you begin to work with the giants, when you want to talk to giants, you look up. You want to talk to giants, you look up. Giants, have you heard about it? And giants want to talk to you, giants will be forced to do what? To bend down. It's not convenient for the giant. So what will the giant do? He will bring you up and put you on his shoulder. By the time the giant puts you on your shoulder, what happens? You see farther than the giants. That is how to grow. So in this depressed economy, there is something you can do better that somebody is already doing. Pocket your pride. Go and learn. All the directors of Baptist mission schools begin to plan trips to other schools in Nigeria here that will not cost you millions of money. You just write to them. Baptist mission is respected in the country. The mission that produced camp president is not a small mission. You can ride on that goodwill to actually get as many good schools to go and understudy. Just the directors alone. Go and check. How are schools getting sustainable? Any you need to go and learn from the masters and manage the existing goodwill the Baptists have. Use it to penetrate. When I was talking about making income, generating income, music department, home economics department, finance department, you can do art exhibition that will bring all the professors in different universities together. Baptist has that network. Dr. Lalere just will need to be more proactive and work on this goodwill. An incoming director, we need to step it up from there. We already have the goodwill, we have the platform that we can use to market ourselves. It is time to raise money beyond school fees. Next, never promise what you cannot deliver. In this depressed economy, you will be demarketing yourself. And O is what? When I say human resources, I'm talking about the teachers. I'm talking about the principals, the vice principals, the non-teaching staff. Let everybody operate at optimal capacity. Optimize the resources that we have among the teachers. And package responsibly, knowing fully well that content is better than packaging. Packaging can open the door. It is content that will sustain it. So if you are working on packaging and packaging and packaging, you can only deceive somebody to sleep with her twice. So if you want to package, of course, which is necessary, aesthetics, do it responsibly in your school. Focus more on the content. Let the content announce you. Each time you are requesting for money, what are you requesting for money for? Aesthetics. How does it lead to content that will make the student to pass WAEC, that will make them to pass JAMB, that will make them to pass ICGSE? We were talking together with a particular school owner. I said, at the level you have gotten to, it's that time you go into A levels and build your A level to an MPY. It's expensive. I said, but that's what you have to do. And so they went into it and they got teachers, they optimized their human resources, they upgrade them in training. Said, don't go and get new teachers. It will be too expensive. You have your teachers, upskill them, upgrade them, increase their salary, let them take up the A-level department. That was exactly what he did. By the time the first result came out, the children managed to do. He said, now that we have started, let's travel abroad and let's go and get schools that are looking for A-level results, IGCSE, for scholarship. And we got quite a number of them in the US. And they gave the minimum cutoff that if the student can have cutoff, they will have fully paid a scholarship. And then we came back and he sat down, called all the teachers. If we can get this result, any teacher that produced this is getting so and so. I think starting from the 100,000. If you can produce so and so students, and that's how everybody started. The first time he got 7 students that beat that cutoff. All the 7 students gave scholarship to 7 different universities in the US. That encouraged the school. That's how they started again the following year. They put more motivation for teachers, increase the money they are giving the teachers, working on something, and they got 17 students on scholarship. By that time, parents rushed to the school like mad, and the proprietor also increased the school fees like mad. And they paid. So, packaging is not the major thing, it's the content that you should work upon. What are you getting Baptist mission schools that other schools cannot afford? Next. Question every new proposal thoroughly, because there are many marketers that just want to sell their stuff. Now that you have known the priority that resist the temptation of distraction, don't be distracted from what you are doing. Look, students must pass WAEC. They must pass UTME. That is what will keep you. That is what will retain your job. All other things that may distract you, avoid it. Surround yourself with people of ideas and inspiration. What I've come here to do today is just to challenge us. Is anyone feeling challenged here? Yes. Thank you, sir. That's it. Just to give inspiration, just to give idea. Upskill yourself. And listen, courses are there. They are free. Then you can go and study and study and study. You won't pay for many of them. You'll be upskilling. And it's online, it's self-paced. You do it on your own. Just go to Google and press and listen courses. It will take you to the training platform. Microsoft Innovative Educator is there. It is free of charge. You certify yourself as a teacher. Try and relate to parents' challenges and peculiarities. It's not easy for parents. And that's the truth. Prices are increasing on a daily basis. They want to train these children so that they can get by. Relate to that. And the next one, U is what? The 21st century will flush out teachers who don't upgrade. No sentiment. Things are changing. You just have to accept that. Even teaching will soon leave some people behind. I was in St. Gregory last year, and I was challenging them like this: upgrade, certify yourself. And when I finished talking about Microsoft Innovative Educator, Microsoft Educative Innovator Trainer, Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert, those are the 3 levels of teacher certification under Microsoft. And when you are done with the 3, then you go for Microsoft Certified Educator, that's MCE. And that one, are we together, sir? And one teacher raised up his hand and he said, "Sir, I just finished my Microsoft Certified Educator." I said, "Please come and take the mic." He said, "So what are you doing now?" He said, "Currently I'm a teacher here." He said, "But I have students that I'm teaching in Canada. I have some students in Australia. I have one in the UK. All other teachers who put their mouth like this." So, so you are doing this and you never told us. There is classroom without borders now. Upgrade, upskill, so that you won't be left behind. Everything is changing. Before we will kill in the bank and be feeling teller before we can do transfer. See what POS technology has done. You don't move. See what transfer has done. In the corner of your room now, you transfer 25 million naira within 1 second. 20 years ago, those who knew manual banking will never say it is possible. Education is the next to be revolutionized by digital technology. The earlier you upgrade, the better. That's the truth. You see, in digital technology, we talk about digital natives and digital immigrants. All the children that were born in the 90s, late 90s, 2000, they are digital natives. That's why your children that are this young, they will take your phone, and what you can never do on your phone, they will do it. You know the reason. They are digital natives. Natives are citizens of a country, isn't it? Those ones are born in the era of digital technology. As they were being born like this, the air they are smelling is digital. So they are digital natives. You and I, we are digital immigrants. We are trying to migrate into the system. We weren't brought up. Many of us were brought up with slates. Aja, Libata, Didoje, Ejo, Eye, Fifila, Gigele, Ligbabuda, Iawusa, Igi, Jijabujabu, Kikinu, Lilabalaba, Niman, Ninagudu, Ogogo, Ogete, Nipepeye, Lirabude, Sisakubata, Shishago, Tita Pataba, Yinamu. That is how many of us were. over time, what you want to teach the student, they will have studied it at home. And therefore, so if you don't upgrade, you just discover that they will mess you up. That's the only thing you can get. To have sustainability in this depressed economy, go and upgrade yourself in IT. Go and upgrade yourself digitally. We are digital immigrants. Even myself, I'm a digital immigrant. I still go home with all of this and say to my 11-year-old, come and teach me this. And the boy will come and put me through. But I have realized I'm an immigrant. He's a native. Vent your anger against your achievement of yesterday. Don't vent your anger against this system. This system is killing it all. It can make you to become angry at nothing. And you just kill yourself with depression. Don't be angry at Buhari. Because even if you're angry at him, does he see you? Does he know you? Does he know your father's house? Be angry at your achievement of yesterday. That is how you can upgrade and get sustainable. Whatever Nigerian Baptist Mission Schools have achieved yesterday, let it go to yesterday, be angry at that, and work at becoming better than who you are yesterday. I don't know the results your student had last week, but you must be angry at that so that you can raise the stick, raise the bar against next year, and work as solution providers, even to the parents. Begin to organize health seminars. Do the first one free. Give them appetizer, and the next one, charge money, they will pay. Everybody is conscious of health. Our lifespan is too short in this part of the world. Nigeria is about the shortest lifespan in the world. People are dying, don't you notice it? So if there's any other business that we sell now, it is awareness of health. Your school can start that. And in marketing, we have what we call Misuya marketing style. Misuya marketing style is derived after the Messiahs. Messiah will call you, come and take. If you tell Messiah, I don't want to buy, say, buy Gashi. And then you taste it. By the time you taste, you like it, isn't it? Whether you buy that time or not, it's not a problem for Messiah. But he knows that what he has packaged, he will come back again. And anytime you come back again, he will remove that thing from what you are buying. After all, there is no weighing machine to determine what is kilogram for 200 naira. If you say you want to buy 200 naira, it is discretion of the Messiah to determine. So what Messiah is giving out, you think Messiah is losing. Messiah is not losing anything. When you buy 200 naira worth of suya, he package you to more onion. He give you more onion and give you more pepper. He has put it. But what Messiah is saying is take a little and then you will come back. Do a seminar for parents. Do the one that will arouse their interest. And the next time tell them there, what's now think about, you will pay just 2,000 naira, but it is worth it. Because everything about diabetes, about hypertension, about different types of cancer will be done with. Wherever you are breathing, you have an arrangement. Just, if you think as a solution provider, you will be business. Business is about having solutions to problems. For as long as you are having solutions to problems, you continue to be relevant. And next, opportunities and threats. What are your strengths? Number. A mission that has spread beyond Nigeria and beyond Nigeria. That's your strength. What are your weaknesses? Lack of readiness to change. Because Orthodox churches, they don't change easily. That's the weakness. Old school mentality. Will not make you to move faster. Those are the weaknesses. What are the opportunities? The opportunities are the number of professors you have in Baptist Mission. The opportunities are the parents that litter everywhere. The opportunities are the huge markets you have. And what are the threats? The new churches that are bringing up their schools and they are digitizing fast. They are your threats. If you don't come up, they will overtake you. And there will be no sentiment. Baptist parents will go to another school that is doing better than you. These are the threats. Study and analyze them. And yearn for sustainability. Yearn for sustainability. I was given 10 minutes more, but I don't have up to 10 minutes to spend again because I'm already at the second to the last That is plan for sustainability. How do we maintain standard here and leave it for the generation to come without doing what? Compromising standard. And zero in on your USP. What is USP? Unique selling point. Every school here should have something that is unique about you. Something that when they hear about, oh, Reagan Memorial, this is what they are known for. Build a unique solution that will become your trademark in your school. You say that our student pass WAEC, that is not unique enough. Almost all schools are set up to make students to pass WAEC. So we're talking of something more unique, more distinct. Something that you are known for. For years, I was at St. Finbar's last year to train their teachers, and they were telling, we were talking about the pastor of St. Finbar's, I mentioned something, and they said at the point in time St. Finbar's was producing the highest number of footballers in Green Eagles. It is the trademark of St. Finbar's. Football. For some schools, it is music. For some schools, it is mathematics. Ambassador School in Otta, their USP is mathematics. They may not do well in other areas, but you can push them behind the mathematics. And no child can go there and fail mathematics. It's not possible. If you go to that school, you get to a system, you can never fail mathematics under whatever circumstances. Is there a unique selling point? What is your own unique selling point? And may I ask, you as an individual, what have you built into yourself that is so unique about you that when you leave the church you're attending today, they will miss? When you leave the school you are teaching today, they will miss. If something happens tomorrow and you lose this job, what is so unique about you that will make you to survive, that will make you to sustain? Have you ever thought of that? Beyond just knocking talk, beyond just teaching and talking, what is that thing that is so unique about you that will sell you, that will sell the gold in you, that will sell the giant in you, that will sell the potential in you? Your problem is you complain too much. Your problem is you fight people too much. You fight the system, you fight the director, you fight the principal, you fight your husband, you fight your wife, you fight your in-law, you fight your uncle, and you have never considered, you have not looked, it has not given you time to look at yourself. What is my unique selling point that I can develop upon and make it to become sustainable? Think about it. When you get the answer, you can never be out of business. Thank you. God bless you.